Welcome to the Daily Dish. I'm Shay Pausa. Today on She Knows Healthy Parenting, protecting our kids from toxic substances. Synthetic chemicals are currently regulated by the Toxic Substances Act. It is supposed to protect us from materials that cause cancers and other illnesses, but many are saying it's simply not enough to protect our kids. Here to tell us about it is environmental activist and household name Erin Brockovich. Erin, you have really become a household name as someone that has been advocating for people's safety. Now you are working on a project to help keep our kids safe. Tell us about it.
Well, the situation that we're looking at right now, and I'm spokesperson and working with 7th Generation on the Million Baby Crawl. And it's a grassroots initiative to get parents involved and become a voice for their children in working for chemical reform. Specifically, what's happening is Congress just yesterday finally started looking at the worst of the worst chemicals and wanting reform on the Toxic Substance Control Act, which was put into place in 1976, and there has been no reform, no regulation, no oversight really into the Toxic Substance Control Act. And we now have 80,000 chemicals out on the market, of which only 200 have been tested by the EPA. So a bill is going to be introduced called the Kids Safe Act. And that bill being introduced is going to give more authority and funding to the regulatory body, the EPA, so they can get out there and begin testing these products, what's dangerous, what's hazardous to our children, what should and shouldn't be in products, getting it off the market, getting it out of our homes.
My goodness, only 200 chemicals of 80,000. What kind of adverse effect is this having on our health and that of our kids?
Well, you know what? It could be having a lot of adverse effects on our health. You know, I'm out on sites and communities all over the United States, and we're suddenly looking at this large group of people who've been sick who were actually exposed to something 5 and 10 years ago. And that becomes clearly very critical and important to our children, because when they're turning 12 and 15, we're seeing increased risk of asthma and autoimmune problems and skin conditions. And
that is just frightening. Is there really something we can do?
You know what? I've seen it. Yes. I mean, this is something that I know and I see happen all the time. You know, I look back on that now famous case, and had it been just me out there thumping my chest and one angry mother, sure, we could have done something, but I don't know that the result would have been what it was without the next neighbor and the next parent and the next neighbor and the next parent all becoming involved. And then it became a process of where it went from 5 people to 10 to 25 to 50 to 100 to 500 to 700. And all of a sudden it became a single voice that was so big it couldn't be ignored. So imagine going to Congress, not just you and I, but you and I plus our neighbors, plus our friends, plus every other parent, and we suddenly become a petition and a voice of 100, 200, 300,000 people that are saying, we want change. And I believe that we can do that. And when we do, we actually can affect change.
You know, the She Knows Network has over 16 million unique visitors each month. How can we get involved and really make our voice strong?
We can begin with the initiative and the campaign I'm working on right now, and I encourage all parents to become more proactive. And today, you could go to www.millionbabycrawl.com, and it's a wonderful grassroots online initiative designed to get parents involved.
Well, we've seen what great results we can have when we all get together, and I know if we get as many moms together, we can make something happen to protect our kids.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much. Thanks for getting the word out.
You can find more information about keeping our kids safe and happy on the She Knows Parenting channel. Thanks for being with us today. I'm Shay Pausa. We'll see you next time.
You've been watching She Knows TV. For more She Knows Daily Dish, go to sheknows.com.